The Ten Commandments are different than anything else that we have, essentially, to the best of my knowledge, and all in Western culture, because they're a statement of what's right and what's wrong. So modern legal codes, for example, the entire body of code in America doesn't make any distinction between right and wrong. It never says, for example, in America, that killing someone is wrong. All it says is, if you do, here's what happens. To give you an example, I was in Cambridge teaching at Brandeis, and as in many places, there are only certain places you're allowed to park. And the fine for parking, to make sure you don't park there, is $10. Well, I was from Brooklyn at the time, and I thought, $10? What's wrong with this? And I would park, not in front of a hydrant, but, you know, the no parking code, I read it as $10 parking right next to where you want to go. And you've got to get this. When I was an undergraduate at Brandeis, through a miscalculation, the fine for having your car towed at Logan Airport was less than the fee for parking. People said, valet parking. And we would leave their car at the terminal, with the keys in it, and walk right away. And the question is, have they done something immoral? And almost everyone says, no, it's not immoral. That's the law, and people are willing to pay the fine. But here's an example. Let's suppose you're a 16-year-old boy, high school dropout, and you have no future all in front of you except for flipping burgers. Fortunately, you have caught the eye of a very, very wealthy 55-year-old woman. Being 16, you think 55 is almost dead, and so you marry her. Then you realize that she might live for a long time, this woman. 55 is pretty young, it turns out. And so what you do is you take your joint money, you put some of it in an offshore account, and then you kill her. And you figure that you're going to get a good defense, and you're going to get out in 7 to 12. I know a lot about the law because I watch Law and Order. So you figure you'll be out in 7 to 12 years. You say 30 at the latest. You'll be 30 years old, single again, and wealthy. And you say to yourself, it's worth it. There is nothing in the entire body of American law that says you are not entitled to make that calculus. Nowhere does it say that even if you're willing to, as they say, do the time, you still shouldn't do the crime. That's why the Ten Commandments are so important. The Ten Commandments are a list of things that are wrong, even if you are willing to pay the punishment. Even if you think you're not going to get caught. No matter what, these are a list of things that are wrong. They're unlike any other, they're unlike any legal code, unlike anything else that I can see that we have in America, something I actually think is lacking. So that's why it's so important to get these 10 Commandments